Let's not use Din's Fire. We gotta kill this Jackson again. And then instead of trying to cross this bridge with a Deku stick, we will just Din's Fire here and light these torches. There we go. So yeah, you got this little puzzle where the puzzle is essentially, hey, remember you've got a boomerang. You haven't used it in a while, but you have one. And then after you figure out to try the boomerang, I mean, it's still a... You still have the logistical problem of actually aiming the boomerang and getting it to do what you want to do, which is not super easy, but it's also not super difficult. In other words, you get a cool interaction without the possibility of getting stuck and wandering the dungeon for hours not realizing what to do. And you see what I mean? There's really only one direction to go, because when we go through this door here, we're back out in this central chamber. If we had gone in the other door, we would have only made it one room in before we were stuck. You've got to go around that way, and then this is the only other way to go, is through this hole. And then once we get through this hole, there's a locked door. So there's really only one thing to do here. Go into the room, do those little challenges, get the key, then crawl through here, and go to the next room. And now we're on to the next of the structured challenges of the dungeon. All of Spirit Temple is structured this way. And this is a fantastic way to structure a Zelda dungeon. It's also the way that most, I would say most, Zelda dungeons are structured. Stuff like the Water Temple is a little more rare, a little more off-kilter. It's not the usual form of a Zelda dungeon. So probably there are... I thought I heard a Skulltula in here, but I'm gonna need a Bombchu, so... It's nice, because she'll just lock onto the boulder I need to blow up. This is the first time in the game you actually need Bombchus, and it's funny, the second time I played Ocarina of Time... Actually, probably the third, 'cause I think I played it twice. Oh, you know what? This probably gets me Bombchus right here. Yeah, I probably played it twice in a row, but when I went back to it a couple of years later, I completely forgot Bombchus existed until I got to this point in the game. That's not Bombchus. There's got to be Bombchus in this room, otherwise this room's unsolvable. Oh, here we go. Yeah, if we kill this guy. I pushed the wrong button. Just go ahead and damage me. I don't know. I got 1,000,000 hearts. I don't care. Alright, we'll do it the smart way. We'll do it the smart way. That's right, you kill these guys. And that'll make bomb... No, there's just a box over here. I just missed the box in a corner. Oh no, I murdered those two lizard guys. For no reason. But okay, what we've done is we've blown a hole in the wall up here and caused the light to shine on this vaguely creepy sun in the floor, which opened up this next door. So again, we have a structured challenge, and now we come into like the central chamber of Spirit Temple. And we'll enter this chamber from a couple directions and do a couple things here. But you'll see that at any time there's really only one thing to do. Like right now the one thing to do is come in the center, throw down some Dan's Fire. And make a big box appear. But this is also the place, the reason that the central chamber works without breaking that linear structure to the dungeon is it's not like a water temple hub, which links every single part of the dungeon on multiple levels. You come into here and you do things from a bunch of different directions, but this is where the two halves of Spirit Temple converge. Over here is the kids' side, which is kind of where we started, and then on that side over there... Oh no, that's backwards. This is the kids' side, because we just pushed this man here onto that switch to open a door. On the other side, there is the adult side. When we come back with Big Link, the adult path, that's where we'll come out, over on that side. So we'll know which of these doors we need to use. One of these doors goes to the kid dungeons, and one of them goes to the adult dungeon. And just looking at the map on the bottom screen down there, you can see they're just linear sequences of rooms. Now, we are going to use Deku Sticks in this room. But first, I think we want to introduce these laser beam men to my explosive Pikachus. Delightful. There's all kinds of stuff. There's like torches to light in here and silver pieces to collect. And I don't remember what's what, so we're just going to do everything and see what happens. Oh, there's boxes to move. I thought he'd grab that wall. Oh well. Oh, wait a minute. I could probably just grab this one like this, yes? Yeah. Yeah. Probably these will light a torch in the room. Oh, over here. Yeah, these will light a torch to give me a source of fire so I can Deku Stick my way around. That's what happens here. So I guess we could skip those if we just wanted to Din's fire everything, but that uses up a lot of magic. We don't have a lot of magic to just waste. Okay. Where did that box fall? Over here. Did not mean to jump off the wall there, but it's okay. And you, my friend, are probably a key, is my guess. Who is the master man? It's almost like I've played this game before or something. And then all we have to do is just move this sun out. And that's another thing that I really enjoy about Ocarina of Time as a Zelda game. Is there's a lot of variety, not just within the dungeons and like the sequence of actions that you have to take to solve the dungeon, or the monsters you fight, or the items you have to use, or how you have to use them. Like, the overall structure of each dungeon, every one has its own kind of personality. Other than maybe like the Deku Tree, which is more of like a tutorial dungeon than anything really. But even the Deku Tree has its own sense of personality that comes from just how the dungeon is laid out. Alright, we can Dark Souls this guy a little bit. Just hop backwards over his axe, step forward. Ow! You actually do have to step forward a little bit in order to hit this cat, because otherwise Link does not have the reach. Oh, I jumped backwards when I should have jumped to the side. Once we're back with Big Link and we got the Biggoron sword, it'll be a different story. Then I can hit him from downtown, basically. But to get him with that jumping slash, I basically have to walk on top of his axe when he buries it in the ground like that. I don't even want to think about how many times this guy killed me the first time I played the game. Before I probably didn't even fight him properly. I probably came through with a million potions and beat him that way. But yeah, if you lock onto him, as long as you're kind of paying attention to when he's about to swing and you use your backflip or your dodge out of the way, you can usually avoid good damage. Hey, it's Owl Friend. I love Owl Friend here because the conversation he has with you about, oh, hey, it's been a long time since we've seen each other. This is my last piece of advice to you. It's you're all grown up now. You're going to be a great hero. It's kind of like he's speaking to you after having witnessed Sheik teach you the Requiem of Spirit in the future. It's like he experienced that. He says, oh, that's T-Boz. T-Boz, he's all grown up. He's a big manly man with you know, big muscles and a friendly horse who probably doesn't look like a girl at all if he put on a halter top and Daisy Dukes. It's like he had that moment and then flew back here to talk to Link and have this little conversation. Because Gabora, it never talks to adult Link, ever. There's never a scene where adult Link talks to him. He's only kind of a tutorial character for little Link, and mostly in the beginning of the game. But you have this little reflection here, and I've always thought, did he, like, does the owl transcend time? He's not a literal owl, surely. Because, like, he's an animal that talks. But was he able to witness Link in the future and then use that knowledge to converse with him in the past? Maybe so. And that's it. We've done everything we can do as Kid Link. There's no reason to come back to the past. Unless you're just looking for heart pieces, Skulltulas. If you're looking to get the hundo, you'll come back as Kid Link and do all kinds of fun stuff. So say farewell to your viewers. This is it for Link Jr. This is our last trip into the future. As we will go back and then complete the Spirit Temple, and we'll fill up the other half of the map. But you'll see what I mean. It's still going to be that linear structure of challenges. It'll just be a different set of challenges now, because Big Link has a different set of equipment. He's got the hook shot. He's got the bow. And one of the side effects... Oh, you know, I don't have to walk out of here. What am I doing? I can just do this. One of the side effects of splitting the Spirit Temple up into two halves like that is you get 2 dungeon treasures. The first one we got was the Silver Glove, which... The glove is a pretty iconic item in Zelda games, lets you pick up heavy rocks. It's actually very underused in Ocarina. Maybe for the best, like maybe that's by design, because picking up and moving rocks works really well in 2D games, because rocks are basically just tiles on the map. Whereas in 3D games... like having a rock that you pick up and move around, the way Link in Link to the Past picks up heavy stones, would look and feel very artificial, perhaps. Maybe they couldn't figure out a great way to do it. So instead, they kind of just arbitrarily have these big stones that you can't move without the Silver Glove, and there's less than 5 of them, probably, in the entire game. So it's clear they wanted to have that sort of item in the game that allows Link to pick up and manipulate heavy objects. Here, let's go ahead and just do this. Almost just to have the, just to respect the lore of Zelda. Like, oh yeah, this is just something that Zelda games have, something that lift heavy objects, but we're probably only going to be able to do it in a very abstract way. Did you just... Fine, you just be down there. So the Spirit Temple is the last of the 5 medallion temples that they intend you to do, and so none of the other temples require you to be able to pick up heavy boxes or anything. And in the last dungeon in the game, when we go to Ganon's castle, we'll get the gold gloves, which is literally used to move 3 just ridiculously huge rocks. I don't want nothing to do with you. Unless you swap me off this wall. Which you didn't. You knew it was good for you. We need another key. I mean, we got the compass now. You can actually see where the key is if you look on the map. I need to get this one first, and I always screw this up. So you've got to draw the sword, jump out, jump slash. I was like 2 degrees off. Otherwise, that would have been brilliant. Would be really funny if I missed this jump, and then a Gerudo lady comes in and throws me in jail. That would be fantastic. No, it wouldn't. That would be horrible. Why did I say that? This is kind of a fun little scene because we got the time block. We've got to move out of the way there, but it's not actually blocking any of these. There it is. I got it first try. It's not actually blocking any of the silver pieces I need. Instead, it's blocking a Skulltula. And I didn't make the time block disappear. I moved it over here. So now it is blocking a silver piece. Nope. Oh, okay. I completely forgot you existed, Mr. Like. I almost got my shield and my tunic eaten. That would have been horrible. Whew. We got our key. We can go back now. I also just love the look and the feel and the music of this temple. Just aesthetically, it's one of the most pleasing places in the game, in my opinion. And it's kind of apt that... Because Ganondorf is a Gerudo. The idea is that the Gerudo are an entirely female race, but like once every, I don't know, 100 years or so, a male Gerudo is born who is going to be the king of the Gerudo. And in fact, if you're a speed reader and you looked at the texts, when those Gerudo thieves accepted me into their clan or whatever, like they have great reverence for Ganondorf. Nabooru hates Ganondorf. I think that's literally the words she uses, is she hates Ganondorf. Oh, we can lens of truth here to see these guys. Oh, we could if we had magic points, which we don't, because we used all Queen's Fire. But it's fine. Navi can see the invisible monsters for us. Now we got a little bit of magic. Those are little tiny hands. Little crawling claws. Those are CR 1/4 undead. God, that was a nerdy thing for me to say. Because the original theme in the kid portion of the game is you meet the three like main races of Hyrule. The Kokiri, the Zora, and the Gorons. And you go to their dungeons, you meet their people, you do some things for their lines of royalty. And then once you travel through time and become Adult Link, you meet the, oh yeah, you can see treasure boxes back in here, but they're invisible. Let me see if I can find one. Which is just something you can use the lens of truth for. Can you please... I can... Okay, now. Treasure boxes. Oh, you know what? You make them appear by shining this light on the other things, but I'm pretty sure they're traps. Because from now on, some of the treasure boxes are traps. You try to open them and they explode on you, and it's hilarious. But our next move is to get out onto her hand, I believe. There's a switch over there that we actually can't hit because we don't have the item you need to hit rusty switches yet. But you travel through time and you become Adult Link, and the first NPC you meet is Rauru, and he gives you the light medallion in the Temple of Time, and it clicks like, oh, of course, because we've done stuff for the Kokiri and the Zora and the Gorons. Like, obviously, one of the major NPCs of the game is just going to be a Hylian, right? And that's Rauru's role.
Shoutouts to Zircoro Neo, who sponsored this video, and to everybody who helps make my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.